I'm in here trying to cover some of this for Tony and DHG. You see the crew behind me, everyone's scrambling. Just found out that they pushed the whole event off 2 hours. All the drivers had a meeting and decided to help Tony and the whole crew out here. That instead of starting at 10 today at UCC, they're gonna start at noon to give them a couple extra hours to try to get this truck running. I mean, absolutely amazing how everyone's pulled together. I'm trying to get a list of all of the people slash businesses and teams that have pitched in tools, parts, lots of hours here. And I mean, it's very emotional. There's a lot of people that are all out right now trying to get this done for them. So I'm gonna keep covering what I can here, try to help these guys out. They're amazing people. This whole event, this is what UCC is about. I keep saying it, but this is what it's about. When something bad happens, everyone pulls together. It's a competition, but it's a family. And just honored to be here, be part of it.
Yeah, that's a Bill Wagner block.
The block's the LSM. Okay. And Wagner heads on. Wagner can take that. So this motor was for one of my old big pulling trucks that I never put together. But at a time, because I got to try to keep all my other pulling trucks together. Put that in.
Oh, man.
Boy, Seth.
12 or 16. I can tell you. I got one more this last and then one that's like small. But I got two that are the same way. They're elbows doing like shit too.
This was all right this year. Three guys that were all right. Finish group it was awesome. 3 guys.
Yeah, Chop, you need more engine on the work.
Big cool to see a cold sled.
Yeah.
They got time lapse video. Someone put up a time lapse camera.
And then it slows down.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but in one way, it's pretty epic. I know there's thousands of people on my
Oh yeah, that's good.
And
That's a viral video.
I'm gonna make a video, and then I'm gonna put it on my main page, and then I'll tag you guys in it. You guys have Instagram?
Horsepower, yes.
Yeah, you guys still got
30 Hooker diesel.
Yeah, I will. I'll tag you guys in it when we make our videos. We're gonna get it right, and then we'll tag you in it. We're a family here too, so. Yeah, I'm glad you guys got it back to you guys really go pull today, man. You had extra shit, you had another turbo and stuff like that?
Just had a whole motor. That's last year's motor. Oh, yes. Competition. I just had it here for sale.
Now this one's for sale.
Yeah, the sign has been on it all night.
We're not really Duramax fans, but we're watching.
Yeah.
We're pulling for you.
They're knocks back on the market.
What's that?
Lynn and Levon, you know it? Fire Pump.
Oh, yeah.
Fire Pump. They're not Duramax guys either, but they saw this thing run on the drag strip and they were all into it.
The only reason we have a video of it is because it sounded like a big block Chevy pulling on the dyno.
Oh,
I
right
told Steve,
before
I
I said,
says,
"This thing's
we
gonna
gotta film
sound
this
good."
thing. This thing's badass.
This thing's good up there. And I'm like, here we go, all you Duramax lovers. That's what I said, and I mean, freaking not 5 seconds later. Boom! And I was like,
But
and then
it's
for a
still
minute,
put down,
I was
what,
like,
1,500?
well, we're gonna get
That's not.
Yeah.
No, that was, it wasn't even lit. It wasn't even lit up. It wasn't lit up yet. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. I was just like, oh shit, dude. And then I'm like, alright, now let's go for a minute. It's still not getting like I was worried about it a little bit. Like it was still feeding.
Video will show 30 seconds, but I don't know if that was a slow.
It was like 39 seconds.
40 seconds.
Yeah, wow.
We had discussed
Probably felt like 10 minutes.
a lot of things are going to change in how we build motors for safety wise.
Oh yeah.
And I was on Instagram and I see somebody, I should have had an air knife. Air knife would have done nothing.
Yeah.
In this case.
Oh, yeah,
Well, some things there's no.
There was a
there's
whole
no change.
there was a whole blue right through the
Yeah, I see.
Just that feeling. So, but we never put 3-way valves, fuel shutoffs. We never put fuel shutoffs on all the trucks. That would have prevented this. It dumps the fuel and it would have.
especially the Charger being on the back normally.
Well, that's the next thing is there's holes in the the compressor apart between the compressor and
the exhaust
they come apart. Holes in there, so locking up with something.
Kevlar blankets that they put around the
There's the
compressor.
Kevlar. Well, that's on the compressor side, but not on the exhaust side. So I like to make something that's titanium, something to go over. I know guys are gonna bitch about doing it. Yeah, it's dark slate.
Yeah, some of those trucks hitting the window, and he wasn't even wearing it.
That's what broke the shield was the piece of
Chopper's getting her done.
you guys should show it to me.
Right on, man. put on a pretty good show too. We haven't wrapped up yet.
Well, we hope to make it down the track decently.
Yeah.
I figured this has happened to me before. You know, I see it. Well, I guess we'll load up tonight.
Yeah.
Head home early. Pull it up to the door.
Everybody runs over here like,
450
I don't know,
people
it's,
standing
yeah,
there.
it's, you know, it's, well,
Yeah.
all right, what are we gonna do? I guess turn around. My first half hour, you're all excited, big sheet metal off, and then it's like, then reality sits in. Can we really pull this off? Are we gonna waste everyone's time? And everyone's like, we're gonna keep at it until we get it.
Either it's gonna happen or it's not gonna happen.
Everyone pitched in. I don't know, did you see it fire up?
I haven't seen a fire yet.
Hammer down.
We're out of 74.
I guess we're the vacuum back in all the guys. Turns my gear off, so I have to show it up.
Check out the old crispy one laying on the ground over here. Yeah. This is where it cool off. Turbo on some way to here. Fuel line broke off and fed the motor and did a runaway. Anyway, it's for celery now.
Walt Cheney here from Team Venom Racing. I was talking with Mark from Danville Performance. Mark was the driver on the Dyno and Last Minute Hooker when it erupted in flames. And I was able to sit down with them and LT and Austin from Power Nation and talk a little bit about what happened, what Mark was going through in the driver's seat, and here is his story.
Went to kill the power, well, when it blew, cut the wire to ECM and shorted out, so it shut off.
Right.
The problem was when the turbine wheel is cast separately, and the shaft is tool steel. And the friction weld came apart there.
Okay.
Because Dell got the Dell on hold and was able to see that it was only 113,000 shaft speed on it. Everything was where it was supposed to be. It just
So just a
Part failure.
Part failure.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
But the problem is where the turbo is mounted, the high pressure fuel pump is literally this close to it.
Ripped
When
the
the
fucking
turbo
fuel line.
it blew, it was like a grenade going off. It ripped the fuel line, broke the fuel line nipple off the rail, and the piece of turbine wheel that came back and smacked thing actually ripped a hole about yay big around in the intake pipe right above the motor.
Okay.
That high pressure fuel was just spraying right into it,
Gotcha.
feeding it.
Because it kind of like died a little bit, but
Died
then,
a little bit, and then once it got it, it was like
Yeah, it was
game
gone.
on. And
So
it's
I saw you had one of those Wagler cast intakes. Did it actually tear that up, or just
no,
the pipe
the
above
pipe
it?
above it.
Okay.
It's about probably yay far above it where it actually ripped the hole.
Gotcha.
Just a straight shot. You can physically see on where all the burnt stuff is. There's a clean path from the fuel rail where it's broken right to the pipe.
Oh man. So when with the FCAs on those the fuel pumps, when because I imagine the wiring got toasted. Would that
Yeah.
default like to full open or
Full
full?
open.
Okay, so
it's mechanically.
Yeah.
Oh, shit,
Yep.
yeah, there you go. You
Exactly.
ain't
So
stopping it.
the only way to fix this problem in the future is we were talking about me and Phil, the engineer from Exergy, is to use an electronically controlled shutoff valve on the feed to the fuel system, so that if you lose power, it automatically shuts it.
Right.
Shuts the feet.
I mean, would an air cutoff like on the engine have done anything, or?
Not really.
Because it was still sucking in
problem
air
is-
behind.
Yeah, and the problem is if you were to put a blade in line, like right basically where that happened,
Yeah.
it would take such a stepper motor to override the amount of airflow and boost pressure that's there.
And it'd be a potential leak anyway.
Right. So, yeah, the only way that other than killing the fuel supply to the pump so they couldn't spray any more fuel would have been to have one of those fire suppression, like nitrous setup, but it's
Yeah,
fire suppression
exactly.
that automatically injects into the motor and kills
Shuts
it,
it, yeah.
like the ProMod guys use in the gas world.
Down.
I mean, this seems to be a little uncommon. It's like the perfect storm of bad things
that was-
happening.
Yeah, that was. I said I've been dynoing trucks minimum 2 a day for 12 years straight. I've never had one like this. That's Eric.
Sounds good.
Yeah, like I said, I've got chassis dyno and an engine dyno. In 12 years, I've never seen anything like this
Wow.
go on. Oh, you always have parts failures. That's a given.
Yeah, always
It's
something.
just nothing like that.
Yeah.
It was like perfect storm times 10. I was just glad that nobody, I do it every day, so I was calm. I knew exactly what I was
Yeah,
going
yeah.
through,
Right.
and everybody else was freaking out because you can't see the cab. And it wasn't bad in the cab, other than I couldn't see anything.
I mean, we were 20, 30 feet away from you. It looked bad.
Yeah.
Looked a little bad.
I
but,
didn't get worried till I couldn't find the door handle. That's when I was like,
Well, I seen you jump through the window, so
Yeah.
I
it was
figured.
like 2 hands trying to find a handle, and I got the phone. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to breathe here sooner or later. And my dad was an EMT, so
Well,
you
that
know,
was the biggest thing, the smoke, man.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
that was the
that's
first
biggest
thing that he beat in my head as a kid was anytime you're in a fire situation, don't breathe. If you
Yeah.
can, I'm pretty good at holding my breath, so it got to the point where it's like, I'm not finding a door handle, and I'm gonna have to breathe. And I can't
Yeah.
see shit. So I was like, kick the feet up, grab the roll bar, and Dukes ahead at
Yeah.
the door.
So, do you have any idea what kind of power number that?
That video we just watched said it was 2,000, just over 2,000 horse.
Wow. Now, so this setup you have now is last year's setup. Talk to me about that. Like, what is it? That's how you got triples under there. How much?
Yeah, this is the motor Tony had in it last year when he did it, and when I downloaded it last year for him, it did 16 something, and it's triple S400, so it's not a big power kit, it's a real responsive kit.
Okay.
Instead of using this comes on real easy. It's really, for the most part really easy to drive compared to that big single is not forgiving.
Right.
It's either on or it's not.
So what size is that? Like 100+ millimeter, the big one you're running there?
The big one that was on it was like
Yesterday,
102, 102 millimeter, which is. What
Now you said you monitor shaft speed. Were you close to the threshold, or were you
No.
healthy in the middle of what it should do?
We weren't anywhere near the limit of that one. It was, I think, I was staring at the data logger when it happened, and it was at roughly 80. Phil pulled log, and it was just over 80 pounds of boost and like 70 some pounds of drive.
Okay.
So I'm just happy. EGTs were 1400 degrees.
Yeah.
So we were wondering RPM. Did it log it through the runaway, or did
It
was it
logged
already?
it until it popped, because when it popped, it cut the wire.
Oh,
and shut
okay,
it down.
gotcha.
So
You don't have any idea what kind of RPM it was turning
when it popped, it was right around 47. Around there, and I'm gonna guarantee it was probably every bit of 8,000 when it ran away.
Yeah, and
I ran them at power on my engine dyno at 7,000, and it
Right.
didn't sound anything like that. It's like, let's go.
So, I mean, engine-wise, I mean everything on the outside is cooked, but is that enough speed to damage the crank and pistons and rods, stuff like that, or?
It's hard to say. It had aluminum rods in it and that, and that's probably the reason why I didn't throw anything out. Because if it had been a steel rod motor, it should have shucked something.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of aluminum parts in there. It threw the oil bill off and it kept it on
Oh, so it was running with no oil pressure.
with no oil pressure. And when we pulled the lines off of it in the tent when we got it unloaded, there was metal, in the oil, but the motor still spun over. Like it wasn't locked up. It spun over like shit. So it'd be interesting to see what it looks like inside.
Yeah.
The aftermath of getting last minute hooker back together. We're out on the track right now, set up, waiting to pull. Everyone came together and got it done. Absolutely inspiring.
Tony Burkhard, DHG, last minute hooker. Last minute is right. The amount of time they spent putting that truck back together just to making it back out here to compete will weigh down a distance. What a pass. Let's give him a big round of applause, folks. You have to respect that level of commitment, and then to lay down a pass like that is just absolutely amazing. How about it, Duramax fans? Let's hear it. Well, like Wade Minter did, he tossed the belt off the second CP3. Despite all that, losing the fuel,